Well, I'll tell you what, that was quite the exciting night. I don't think I've ever been in that position before. I had two horses. Waited. I didn't send that video till a little while ago, till after the sale of us heading to the sale. Two horses were on my short list. The horses of the expensive horse, right? I didn't think we could get either of them, but obviously we were hopeful. The first one, especially, at least half, if not more, of my hope disappeared when 39 went through the ring for $200,000. I was pretty banged up over that one. My number one pick of the whole night was number 71. This has happened twice in my life, both times this year. Ohio, the first one, and now we're here in Lexington, the biggest show on earth. Well, for us anyway, in North America. And for me to get the horse I wanted, my number one pick of the entire night, the entire sale, was a pretty good feeling. As the horse starts to climb 70, 80. I had a pretty good feeling when the horse got up around 80 that there was slowing down. There was just seemed to be me and one other person, but you never know how much that other person wants the horse. So um, I was very, very pleased, very, very happy to end up with Una Madonna. Now, that wasn't my first buy of the night, so I'm going to go in order. I'll be completely frank with you. I didn't do a video of Horn Player number 15, the filly that's a sister to Alarm Detector, for one simple reason. I didn't think we could buy her. I'm thinking this was not my expensive horse, right? This was not a horse that was going to bring. It might bring 110 or 120 or whatever. The last two out of this mare did, both Alarm Detector and the last one. Now this mare has a spotty foaling record. Two horses from 3, 4 years ago, 5 years ago had been born and they weren't very good. 6 years ago, maybe more. I think it went 2013, 2014. So yeah, 7, 8 years ago. And then the next one was 3 years later in Alarm Detector, who was very good. Very, very good. O'Brien Award winner of the year 2017. 2-year-old trotting colt of the year 2017, raced in a number of stake races, was one of the early hopefuls for the Hambletonian. Now he still ended up making 500,000, 400,000, something like that. He made 327, and now is standing stud in Ontario. Not only do you have an O'Brien Award winner, you have a horse that raced for 2 years on the world stage, and a stud in Ontario, a half sister to that particular horse we were able to pick up today. Now, there's nothing wrong with this horse. I looked at her before. She had OCDs out of her hocks. Pretty nice video. Good looking filly. But I didn't really pay her much attention because number 15 is early in the sale. I don't want to spend even $80,000 or $90,000 on this horse. And quite frankly, I think she is going to bring six figures. The last two did out of that family. And keep in mind, you are always surprised a bit every year. Last year, we were kind of sideswiped with Cantab Hall, how quickly the market dissipated for him, and how I would say a lot of his horses were discounted. This year, I was certain, Steve was certain, Amy, Rob, everybody that was with us was certain that this was the year that Father Patrick was going to take a hit. Talking to other trainers throughout the year in Pennsylvania and other places, you get a sense that there was, excuse me, 12:30 will do that to you. There was a little angst towards Father Patrick, not from everybody, but some key players in horse racing. And although he still had some strong mares, we talked about how strong these mares were. It wasn't Father Patrick. It was a little bit tactical landing, and I can see it. First crop sire, he's got a lot to prove. Yes, he was an $800,000 yearling. Yes, he's a Muscle Hill colt. Yes, he's Mission Brief's brother. All these things are yes, 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 but he still has to prove himself. Remember, the only reason we were allowed to get 3-point blue chip last year because he was a first crop sire in Walner. Now, not every first crop sire turns out well. I don't want to name ones that didn't. A number of them pop into my head. That would be unfair. But you never know. Amy had said too, we put an awful lot of faith in a sire no one knows. Yes, I do that a lot. I look for value where we can find it. And I had said this to Steve. I said it to Amy before we got to the sale. I'm looking for value. Most of the horses on day one were New Jersey, Pennsylvania type horses. I had my eye on a number of horses that we didn't get. I bid on a number of horses we didn't get, but I got the one I wanted. Now it started Horn Player. The only reason I told you, you always have to be ready even when you don't think you are. We got to the sale. The first horse we were looking at was 16. I think we were all in consensus that there was no shot we were going to get hip number 16. So really, my next horse to look at was number 39. Sure, I like 19 and 21. But our expensive horse, the first one of two that we were going to look at today, was number 39. So I told Amy I'd go up and get her a drink, get Steve a drink. My brother Mark was there, Scott Zarin was there. I'll go get everybody a beer. I was on my way up to the bar, and I see number 15 coming in the ring. Gonna come in the ring. I walk into the bar. I'm about to order, and I turn around, and this horse is at 20,000. I know the horse. I've seen the horse. I know who it is. I have my iPad with me. This is Alarm Detector's sister. Not just Alarm Detector's sister. If you weren't sold on Alarm Detector, Ken Workington, another world champion, is first front and center in the second dam. This is an extremely powerful family. Aside from everything else, horse race or not, is a broodmare. We talk about this, and we have bred some mares, and we'll breed better mares, I hope, in the future. But Horn Player as a tactical landing, now unless he's a flop, which obviously we hope he isn't, but as a tactical landing sister to Alarm Detector, second dam Ken Workington, those horses are going to show up on the page for quite a while. So Horn Player as 20, I turn around, like I just spun right around and back out the door. And if you've ever been to Lexington, the back bar, there's a little ramp down, and the ring is there. Now, I know the bid spotters, right, that are there, and they know that we buy a lot of horses. For some reason, he saw me coming down the ramp. He looked right at me, and he saw me, and an entire crowd of people. Maybe it was the brown plaid. Do you think it was the brown plaid, Amy? No, not the brown plaid. She was. I'm coming down the ramp, and he sees me coming. 25. Somebody bid 30, so I'm like, it's a waste of time. Somebody else bid 35. I might have bid 40, and I said, that's it. I think that's a good number. 40. Somebody bid 42. 42 is kind of a last-ditch bid, right? You know, now you're bidding in increments of 2,000. Had they just gone to 45, I was gone. I walked away. But they went to 42, whoever they were. And the guy looked at me, and I waited, and I'm like, 42. It's a nice filly. 45. And we get her. So no one knows that's with me that we've bought Horn Player yet. No one. Not a human. So Amy said when I came back, she said, I bet you he bought a horse going to or coming back from the barn. And sure enough, I did. So Horn Player was our first horse of Lexington 2021. You know, again, I shouldn't have to sell this horse to anybody. I am going to have to make a statement on why we bought so many New Jersey breds. As I said to Amy was very concerned that, Anthony, we bought five horses tonight. They're all New Jersey breds. They're New Jersey, Kentucky. I don't care. I want to buy quality horses at a discounted rate. That's what we're after. You show me a good Ontario bred that's worth a lot less or a lot more than we're going to pay for it, I'll buy it. If you'll allow me to, if I have the proper funding to do so. But I'm going to go through the horses I bought and explain why I bought them. I shouldn't have to talk any more about Horn Player. Slam dunk for me on day one. I still got to be this filly, still got to be broke, still has to train down, and still has to race. But here's a filly that we purchased on day one in Lexington, who's a sister by Tactical Landing. Now, we can talk about first crop sires. I don't care. I did it last year with Walner, and if I burn this year, fine. But when it comes to value, I'm not surprised, I think, looking back on it, that it was Tactical Landing. But I think I am a little surprised because we had convinced ourselves, I did, and Steve and everybody else did, that this was the year that Father Patrick was going to take a bit of a hit, and not according to the sale results today. Tactical Landing sold good, but not like Walner. They sold like Walner did last year, though, didn't they? So Horn Player was our first horse. Now I waited it out. I got crushed. I watched 39 go through the ring. I love this filly, but Bell Tactic was a beautiful filly. Her sister was second. Her brother was second in 49. Trotter, second in 49 in Lexington. Strong family, a lot of French blood. But 200. I see Bernie Norn about the horse. So the horse is European bound or trained for next year. Now my last. Now, as I say this, it's not like I'm on a rowboat in the middle of the ocean. There's a number of horses I liked in day 2 also. So, but my number 1 pick of the entire sale, and certainly of day 1, was number 71, Una Madonna. This was a Hunterton Buckstone filly by Tactical Landing. Again, this one is Kentucky and New Jersey eligible. Now, did the Tactical Landing keep the price down a little low? Maybe. But again, I know Tactical Landing's an unproven sire. He was also an $800,000 yearling who made $800,000. Crushed everybody at the end of his 3-year-old season after Jimmy Tactor got him squared away and got him racing well. Great bloodline. Good-looking horse himself, just an Adonis of an animal. You don't get that kind of money for a horse that doesn't look nice. So there's no real reason for me to believe that Tactical Landing wouldn't be a good sire. Why wouldn't he? You put great mares with a good bloodline on the other side, you're likely to get good horses. So Una Madonna comes in the ring, I'm thinking 300. I have no idea. The prices are going crazy. I have no idea how much. Now remember, we're looking for ways in. I'm thinking it's going to be Father Patrick. In this case, it ended up being Tactical Landing, I believe. Although, if I'm not mistaken, the other filly was also, was she not? She was. Bell Tactic. The other filly was a Tactical Landing that went for 200. So I figured around 70, 75,000 as the bidding started to slow down. I turned to Steve Palermo and Amy and Rob, and I said, I think we're going to get her. She got right up to $100,000, and the hammer dropped, and we got her. I was super happy. I mean, you never want to spend $100,000 on a horse, but for a filly that I really thought we couldn't get for 150, to get her for 100, I was super, super pumped. I was so happy. If we didn't buy another horse today, Alarm Detector Sister and the filly I wanted, it's pretty hard to beat that. Now, immediately when the hammer dropped, now it's obvious we bought 2 Tactical Landings. I believe they were both discounted. It's now dawning on me that it's Tactical Landing. He's not getting paid what we thought he would. We thought he would be getting somewhat like Walner prices, but in fairness, Walner horses race great all year. Tactical Landing's horses have never raced. So it's not that shocking when you think about it, but it was at the time because I had convinced myself Cantab Hall, Father Patrick, and even maybe Muscle Hill might take a hit in this sale. I was wrong. I think Walners ran pretty hot, but not as hot as they could have, and Tactical Landings were a little lower. Now, I told you guys that there's a number of things we look at in the sale. Sale placement. Obviously, I was concerned my number 1 pick came after my number 2 pick, but she fixed that when she went for 200. Placement in the sale, consignments, right? If you're at Lexington is a massive property. If you have a smaller consignment kind of hidden away, you may not get the foot traffic that a Hunterton or a Preferred Equine would get. Now, I look at Steve and I said, there's a gorgeous colt coming up, and this is Pinkman, and I'm Pink 2's brother. I don't want to tell the story again about I'm Pink 2. Still a little salty about that. But world champions, O'Brien Award winners. So I'm Pink 2 is the first 3-year-old trotting filly ever to trot sub 150 in Lexington 149. World champion. Pinkman won the Hamiltonian, didn't he? Yeah, won the Hamiltonian. How much did we throw away, old Pinky? Just a little $2.9 million. That's all. So this is a Tactical Landing brother. Great video, and I pulled him out. He is a gorgeous horse. Now, I had priced him yesterday around 90. Again, now in fairness, I thought that the Walners and the Tactical Landings would soak up a lot of revenue in the sale, and they did, but maybe not what I thought they would. It was spread out a little bit more, right? You had Chapter 7s going high, real high, which isn't surprising. Father Patrick's were going very high. So I was a little surprised. But now that I've seen, now I'm saying to Steve, there's another Tactical Landing coming up, and he's a really nice horse. He's coming from a small consignment hidden away. Again, Tactical Landing. Now, at this point, Amy's asking me, hold on, you're buying all these New Jersey horses. And I said, honey, I don't care where we get horses from. Just show me quality animals, right? I don't think we're going to blow into New Jersey and clean them out next year with these horses. 3 Point Blue Chip is a New Jersey bred, never seen the state of New Jersey, never really. For the most part, he left Ontario, but only to train a little bit in Ohio and Pennsylvania. Has never raced anywhere but Ontario. And though he's only his 15,000 made, he's prepping for the Breeders' Crown. He's prepping for what we hope to be the Valley Victory. This horse could race for over $1 million in the next month. So you don't have to be in a big hurry to get to New Jersey, race in June, and then what? Go nowhere? You still have, for instance, in, we'll look at Tactical Landings, the next horse we're going to talk about. I'll go back to 71 because I don't want to jump the gun. So when we talk about this particular horse, she is eligible to Kentucky and New Jersey, the Arden, the Bluegrass, Breeders' Crown, the Champlain, the Courier and Ives, the Dexter Cup, the Hambletonian, the International Stallion. This is over a 2- and 3-year-old season. The Kentucky Futurity, the Kentucky Sire Stakes, the MGM Yonkers Trot, the New Jersey Sire Stakes, the New Jersey Development Fund, the Old Oaken Bucket, the Simcoe, the Swedish Breeders, and the Zweig Memorial. A lot of money there. You don't have to be in New Jersey to race this horse. When we're trying to buy horses like this, show me a quality animal with good breeding, good pedigree, and we'll find a place to race it. There's lots of places to race it. If you race in New Jersey, great. If you don't, there's still lots of places to race. So I'm not out there saying, we need to buy more Ohio breds. We need to buy an Ontario bred. We need to buy New York or Pennsylvania. We need to find value. That's what we need to find. I believe I found it most definitely with Alarm Detector's sister. I believe we found it in Una Madonna, the filly that I thought really, as she walked in the ring, could in all likelihood bring 300. She brought 100. And again, it sounds silly. You say, Anthony, how could you be off by 200,000? Sales, especially Lexington, is like the Twilight Zone. You can never tell. I watched the horse go for 800. I thought it'd be a really nice buy for 75. You just never know. So now, obviously, my wife is getting a little concerned. Why is this doing this? There. My wife's getting a little concerned. We have 2 Tactical Landings. I'm talking to Steve about buying a third. I don't think there was a Pennsylvania bred went through the ring that I thought we could afford that I liked on day one. And as we approach, we'll talk about it longer in a minute, but as we approach our levels, I still think we're in a great position that we're in. So in comes Pinkman's brother. Now, I'm Pink 2 was a midget. She was very, very small. She was a man in many missions. If I'm not mistaken, Pinkman was a decent horse, but medium-sized horse, not a big horse. I could be wrong, but I believe he was. This is a big colt. This is a big, chunky colt. April 30th foal, New Jersey eligible. He's not dual eligible. He's just New Jersey eligible. But man, he is a beautiful colt. Now I marked him at 90 yesterday. If 90, thinking that Tactical Landings are going to run real hot, they weren't. They were being a little more fair market value. So if you take 90 and make it 70, fine. We got him for 56. I almost got him for a lot less too. And I knew it when he went in the ring. I said to Steve, he's coming from Midland Acres. He might not get the same foot traffic, even though he is Pinkman's brother. He may not get the same. Foot traffic that this horse might get. It's, as I said, 100 in a preferred. It's just the layout of the sales grounds. So we buy Landing Strip for 56. Again, a horse that I thought was simply worth a lot more. Now we have 3 Tactical Landings. My wife is, biting her lip because, God love her. She wants everybody to be happy. And as I said, Amy, we're here to find value. We're not here to fill a grocery list of jurisdictional racing or anything of that magnitude. We're here to find value. I think those are 3 very, very, very good purchases that we made in the front end of the sale. Now, even if we stopped right there, I'd be like, that's fine. I'm fine with that. I don't say anything to her, but I tip my iPad towards Steve. Here comes a beautiful, beautiful Tactical Landing filly. And I don't dare want to say it to Amy. But again, I had priced this particular filly at $55,000 the day before. Beautiful, long legs, nice filly, beautiful video, just a really nice horse, right? And a good family. This family has this as Amy said, this family has about, this line has about 4, 5, 6 yearlings in the sale. We looked at one out of Candy Lane. This one is out of a Yankee Glide mare. And the horse, now it's 0 for 2 on the front dam. She's right, and that's fair. I remembered the horse from last year. 7 Mounds was a Chapter 7. This was one of my top picks of the sale last year. I don't think I was anywhere near purchasing the horse, but I wanted to. The only brilliant problem was he went for 110,000. So last year the Chapter 7 went for 110. This year the filly by Tactical Landing goes for $27,000. This is a beautiful filly. Beautiful filly. So was there an $83,000 discount? Did people just look and say 0 for 2 is not for me? Or Tactical Landing played a role, the placement in the sale played a role. We're now getting towards the end of the sale. There's 116 in the first day, we're at 98. I think a lot of things played that role. It played in us being able to afford this filly, but $27,000 is what we paid for Tactical Mounds. Again, I believe we made 4 very, very good decisions heading into day 2. As far as I was concerned, I was all done. Steve turns to me. I believe Steve or Rob turned to me. Midland Acres has another horse coming in, one that we all loved yesterday. So it must have been Steve, because Rob and I and Amy had looked at a number of horses. We had looked at Sir Strong. Muscle Hill. Been a while since we bought a Muscle Hill. The second dam is the dam of Soulful Delight, Like a Dream. Third dam is Tom Ridge, Dream. There's tons and tons of money and speed in this family. The horse had a great video and a good-looking horse. But I'm thinking, now, this is a Muscle Hill. You can blame Tactical Landing all you want, but Muscle Hill is going to hold his value. He has to. It's the greatest horse of all time, maybe. He's in the ring. And I'm looking. They're not really bidding on him. It was a chore to get him to 20. Somebody actually bid 21. And I believe I went to bid 22 and somebody else beat me to it. Either that or they stole the bid. Either could be possible. But they said, no, you're not in at 22. Which, okay. I believe I was, but okay, maybe I wasn't. I bid 25 and we get him. I really thought that this was a $40,000 or $50,000 colt. And we're not talking first crop sires or anything. We're talking greatest sire maybe ever. By Muscle Hill, out of the Donato Hanover mare, Royal Intrigue. First colt from the family. Talked about this before. This is the first colt from the mare. Very strong family. Very good, very square-looking colt. Just a nice, again, when you're talking about value, we found it. Yes, we found it in New Jersey. I don't care. Doesn't mean any of them have to be in New Jersey on June 30th. As I said, 3 Point Blue Chip wasn't. We're looking for quality animals. And then, aside from New Jersey, the stake races are eligible to are aplenty. There are tons and tons of stake races for these horses. No, I'm not moving to New Jersey, and I don't particularly like racing in New Jersey, to be honest. But if you're going to let me buy 5 horses for the amount of money that we spent on day 1, just scroll through the catalog. Look at what the prices we're going for. We found 5 horses that I think are worth a lot more than what we paid for them, and that's my job. That's what you sent me here to do, and I don't believe anybody can make an argument we didn't do that today. So we have lots of Pennsylvania, a couple of New York horses to look at, but mostly Pennsylvania throughout the rest of the catalog. A couple of horses that I might call almost must-haves. Now, a lot of people are going to say, okay, well, where do they fit? Where are these horses? What partnerships are they going in? I don't know yet. I'm roughly in my head, but I don't want to make any. I can tell you where Una Madonna is going, and that's in the expensive, the expensive partnership. Is there another horse going in there to get to 130, 40, 50, whatever? It's possible. Who's going in the 200,000 one, the 51? I don't know yet. I'll work on that. Just give me some time. It's not the end of the world. You know what horses we have. And furthermore to that, anybody that owns any of the lots, you're going to get a first crack at buying any shares of any of the horses you want, except for Una Madonna. She sold out. But you're going to have an opportunity. We're going to keep 75% or 25% back of every single horse for 48 hours, I believe is what Kelly said, or 24 hours. But when we finally let everybody know towards the end of the week which partnership the horses are going into. At that point, I believe the fairest thing to do would be to give 24 or 48 hours to everybody that is in the partnerships, to buy whatever shares they want. So it really doesn't matter where we put the horses. You'll have an opportunity to get involved in any capacity. So, yes, we bought 5 New Jersey breds tonight, but more importantly and most importantly, we bought 5 very quality animals at what I would consider discounted rates. And I just don't see how you can look at the horses we bought and say, nah, I don't think you did a good job. I'm super excited to get number 71. You guys have no idea. I was playing my cards pretty close to my chest. That was the one I wanted. Of everybody in Lexington, number 71 was the one. That was my one. And we ended up with her. I'm so happy about that. And then to pick up, a Muscle Hill and 3 other tactical landings. And alarm detector, Pinkman, Soulful Delights in this family, and then back at 98, you see all tons and tons of horses in there, and you're going to see that line all throughout the sale. Good looking filly, good looking video, and as I said, tons of value found, I believe, in a place where there isn't a whole lot found, historically speaking. So that is it. We do have some horses to look at tomorrow, but for the most part, I think I have a list of, geez, I really want these horses, and quite an extensive list still. So I think I know what we're looking at. I know what we're looking for. It's just a matter of moving the pieces in the right place. We're going to attempt to do that over the next 4 days. And move on. Now, just food for thought for those of you that are in Ontario. There are some Ontario breds that I like very much in the sale. A couple of muscle masses I brought you today. Now, if we buy the Ontario horses, they'll be going into the Ontario buckets that are in Ontario. So it'll be outside of the purview of the Lexington sale. I'm not going to expand on that. I'm just going to leave it at that. So, still lots going on in the sale. Still lots to do. We had a fantastic day. I'm going to go to bed and sleep like a baby. I got my baby. I got the horse I wanted and a number of other horses that certainly fit the bill. So, a great night in Lexington. We won't know till next summer, but a very lucky and fortunate year continues to roll along for us here at the stable.ca. So we'll talk to you all very soon again. Also, congratulations to Timel Houdini's Group 1 tonight. Mama Knows Best was second. I know Jazzy Judy made a break. I'll be there to go with Jazzy Judy next Wednesday. But for now, it's all about the sales. We'll talk to you all again tomorrow. I hope you had a great night, because I had a fantastic night here in Lexington.